Hi everyone, Jesse here with eTrailer. Today we'll be taking a look at and I'll show you how to install the TowSmart custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2023 GMC Terrain. Adding a hitch to a vehicle like the Terrain really makes a ton of sense. These do have quite a bit of storage space inside the vehicle, but you may have all the seats filled up and some stuff in the back of the vehicle. So it's nice to be able to add some extra storage space outside the vehicle. With this hitch, you can throw in accessories such as a bike rack or a cargo carrier, or you can even do some towing with it. Just remember, if you plan on doing any kind of towing with your vehicle, you will need to add on trailer wiring to keep safe and legal out there on the road. The cross tubes are hidden behind our fascia, so all you'll really be able to see is your receiver opening. That's going to be your standard 2" by 2" opening. Behind that is another standard 5/8 inch pinhole. The pin and clip not included with the hitch, however we have many options available here at eTrailer. Also, any accessory that you add on will most likely come with one included. On the bottom we have a wire type safety cable loop, very easy to access with whatever style safety cable you have. For example, an S style like this, or even a large clevis like this. Now for some quick measurements, we'll start with our ground clearance. From the ground to the top of the inside of the collar is at about 11.5 inches. Then from the center of our pinhole to the edge of our bumper here is at about 5.5 inches. That's a number you'll want to keep in mind for any folding accessories that you might add on to ensure they don't make contact with the vehicle. As for the weight capacities with this hitch, we have a gross trailer weight of 4,500 pounds. That's the amount of weight that you can pull behind the vehicle, and a maximum tongue weight of 675 pounds. That's the amount of weight pushing down on the hitch. You do have the option to use weight distribution with those hitch. Those numbers will stay the same, and always be sure to double check your owner's manual, compare those numbers, and go off the lowest rated component to ensure that you're safe on the road. All in all, if you're looking to add a hitch onto your Terrain, you really can't go wrong with the TowSmart option. If you have any questions or concerns about this hitch or anything else we offer here at eTrailer, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to get you pointed in the right direction. When it comes to the installation with this hitch, it's honestly a pretty easy process. You will have to get up under your car and lower down your exhaust. So if that's not something that you're looking to do yourself, check out our dealer locator. You can find someone local to you that would be happy to get you set up. If you are looking to see how this gets installed, then follow along and I'll walk you through the process. We'll begin our installation underneath our vehicle. There's two T15 torque screws that are kind of holding our fascia tight against the vehicle. So we'll remove those. There's one there and one here. You'll see two more of them, but you can leave those on. We just need to be able to pull this back so we can get our hitch into place. Now we need to lower our exhaust down, and it's kind of different on these vehicles. There's two bolts holding a bracket up on the outside here, so it's kind of a tight spot. If you can get a ratchet in place, that's your best bet. But we'll remove the two 15mm bolts on both sides. Once you have those two hangers unbolted, make sure you have something supporting the exhaust. Since we're up in the air, I'm using a cam strap. If you're working on the ground, you can use a floor jack, just something to support it. And we'll remove this center rubber hanger. I'm using an exhaust hanger tool, but you could use a pry bar if you don't have one of those. We'll get that taken out, and then we can relax our strap to give us some clearance. Even with all of our hangers undone, our fascia is still kind of holding us up. So what we need to do is just pull back on the fascia and get this hanger past it. That way we have clearance between the exhaust and our fascia. On both sides of our frame, we'll have some small holes and then a larger hole. This larger hole we need to enlarge in order to get our hardware up inside of it. So I'm just going to use a burr bit and get that drilled out, and I just keep the hardware on hand and test fit it as I go. With our holes enlarged, we can start fishing our hardware through. So that's our access hole, and then we'll be using these two and this hole that's tucked up on the rear. So I'll start with that furthest one, feeding the coiled end of our fish wire up through it and pulling it out of our access hole. Then we'll take a spacer block, slide that on and up into our frame and thread on a carriage bolt to the end of that coiled end. Then we'll do that same process with the 2 holes on this side and the 3 on the other side. Thread it on and get that pulled down. And there's kind of an edge that you might have to kind of jump over, but pull it down like that. I'd recommend grabbing an extra set of hands. I have my friend Ethan here to help me out. We're going to start by getting it worked past our exhaust on one side and then the other. This is really the biggest obstacle we have. And once we get there, we can kind of rest it on our exhaust while we get our fish wires fed through their corresponding holes. Once you get those fed through, we'll lift our hitch up, get it lined up with our bolts, take one of the fish wires off, and we'll just get one started on both sides. That's going to hold it up so we can get the rest of the hardware installed. We can tighten our hardware down with a 19mm or a 3/4 inch socket. We'll take our torque wrench and torque everything down to the specifications in the instructions. All that's left is to hang back up your exhaust and reinstall those 2 fasteners we took out of the fascia. Otherwise, that's going to do it for our look at and installation of the TowSmart Custom Fit Trailer Hitch Receiver on our 2023 GMC Terrain.